not a savior smoker, we're here to save the day. We got tips and tricks, reviews and more. Join us on the back porch, that's what we're here for. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the back porch lounge where the vibe is bold. Shy about the shop, no need to fear. We'll teach you the ropes and make it all clear. Learn the lingo, find your cigar groove. With the Leaf Cutters crew, you got nothing to prove. We're not professionals, but we're here to help. Take a step into the lounge, don't be by yourself. Light up a stick, let the stories unfold. In the back porch lounge where the vibe is bold. So grab your cigar, join the conversation. Let's light it up, spark some inspiration. The Leaf Cutters are here, the world to ignite. One stick at a time, under the porch light.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Back Porch Lounge. We are the Leaf Cutters, and we are not professionals, but we are here to help. And today we have a special guest in the lounge, Mike from Lovely Cigars. How's it going today, Mike?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing all right. Today you were not kind enough at PCA, you and Keith, which I don't think he's going to make it today, but that's okay. We're nice enough to give us some cigars to try out at PCA. And today I'm trying out the Bay City from Lovely Cigar. It's got a really nice wrapper. I already took the bottom wrapper off because I'm already ready to light this sucker up. But it's a pretty nice wrapper. I do enjoy the logo on it, which is eye-catching. And that's something that we've been pointing out here lately. What's eye-catching on a band and things like that. And this is kind of eye-catching, so I like that. And what else is everybody smoking today? Billy, how about you?
I've got the Elegante.
All right.
The 6x52 Toro.
Cool. How about you, Graham?
The X2. I hope mine's like double the X yours is.
So you're smoking the same thing Billy is.
That's the same one. That's the same one.
Yeah. Well,
How about you,
now my
Robert?
dreams are shattered. Good. We're starting this off right.
But yours could be twice as good. It could be.
I am going to copy Billy and Grimm and also have the Elegante.
There you go. And then wait a minute, Zach, do you have the same thing?
I have the same thing. See, Elegante.
Yes.
So I have the special cigar out of this group
That's because
Yes, you're special.
because
What
I'm
did you
special.
do? Have a temper
Well-
tantrum there? I want a special one. Blah blah
I don't
blah.
want it. Everybody else has.
No, wait. Mike has mine.
I have our Bay City Maduro as well, our Toro. So we're on the same boat
Yes.
together. We're taking the same journey.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
That's what I want to hear. At least I'm not alone on this boat. All right. So as we light up, Robert, do you have a question?
I do. Mike, where did the name Lovely Cigars come from? Is someone last name Lovely, or just it's a lovely band, or
So
where did that
no,
come from?
what actually happened is I used to own a cigar lounge here in Green Bay, and throughout that whole time, I like going to like antique stores and things like that and doing different things. I'm kind of a nerd when it comes to some history, and I like old stuff. And I was in an antique store when we, had opened up the cigar lounge, and I was just walking around and I found some old cigar boxes, and I actually pulled one down. It said "Lovely" on the side, and I opened it up, and it said "Ain't they lovely" inside the box, and it had all this gold foil, and everything was embossed, and it was just a really cool box. And then I noticed, it said Green Bay, Wisconsin, right on the box in there. So that kind of led me down a whole path of learning the history of cigars and in Green Bay and in Wisconsin in general. And that's, just kind of slowly over time became like, it'd be really cool to kind of revive this old brand. So, this logo, what's on my shirt, what's on the bands was on the top of the boxes. We repurposed it, and, back then they didn't have any bands on the cigars in the late 1800s. So that's where the idea came from, was it'd be just a really cool thing to let people know all about the history and everything that's associated with Green Bay if we could revive an old brand like that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
That is cool.
It does have like kind of a classic look to it. I would not have guessed it was from the 1800s. That's really neat.
Yeah, it was just like my shirt. It was just a one color, it was a stamp on top of the box. It was big on top of the boxes. So we worked with somebody locally and had them fashion it into the actual band design that you see there. I think it turned out really, really well.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
cool.
Yeah, I kind of had the same question. I was like, in a world full of the macho names in the cigar world. Why is Lovely something to draw to? But that's a great story.
Pretty dope.
So, first thoughts on these cigars. I'll start with mine. I like it so far. The light up is good. There's a little bit of aftertaste to it that I can't quite pick out yet, but it's got a full body to it so far, which I'm surprised, like right off the bat, to have that fullness to it. But it seems to have a fullness to it right off the bat. I'm like I said, that's an interesting taste on the back end, but I am liking it. It's not, non-pleasant, I should say.
That's what
not
everyone
offensive.
wants to hear. It's not non-pleasant.
Well, it's not garbage, but
It's not the
no,
worst thing I've ever put in my mouth.
I don't hate it.
I can think of lots of things I hate more than this.
Mm-hmm.
Like Burger King fries.
Like
Yeah.
Burger King fries.
Never gonna live it down.
Exactly.
Never gonna live
Never
down,
ever
man.
going to live that down. No.
Is that somebody's
How about you,
favorite
Billy?
French fry or something?
No, okay. I'll give you the story of that real quick before Billy gets into his. So we had Nick Goss on. I don't know if you've met Nick Goss.
I know, Nick.
Okay, so yeah, we were talking about the Goss cigar, the Nightman,
Mhm.
and at one time while I was smoking it, I got a hint of Burger King French fries. You know, when you open the bag and you get that waft of just the fries. That's what I got out of that cigar, and I let him know about it, and I felt horrible right after I said it. And after the show, I apologized to him profusely, and I said, I can cut that out of the show if you want. And he's like, you better not. That shit was funny.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, and somebody might like Burger King French fries, so keep it in there.
It also
So-
ruined like half the jokes in the episode because we razzed your ass pretty hard the entire way through.
It was fun, though. It was still fun. All right, so Billy, how about you, man?
Yeah, I'm digging this so far. It kind of immediately had a little bit of a kick to it, a little bit of a spice note that was pretty forefront. But having said that, on the retro hell, there is a kick to it, but it's not overbearing so much that you don't want to do it. So the retro hell was nice. The draw so far has been really in the range that I like. It's a little bit loose, but not overly loose. And the smoke output's been great so far. And yeah, so far so good.
How about you, Grim? Just
Yep.
Just, yep. All right.
man of a few words.
That's
That's
a
It's an
glowing
ongoing
review already.
thing.
I'm just saying.
All right.
If I don't do it, they get disappointed. I'm sorry. It's a good cigar so far.
No worries.
How about you, Robert?
Yeah, great taste so far. Lit up perfectly, burning evenly. There's a familiarity to it. I don't know what it is, but so far, it's great.
How about you, Zach?
So far, so good. No issues lighting it up or cutting. The cap looks really solid on it. Whenever I throw a V cut on a cigar I don't know, I always wonder if I was going to split the cap, and I think this one's in good shape, so it should be good. Getting a little bit of black pepper, like Billy was kind of describing. Not so much on the retro hail for me. That's pretty smooth, but so far so good. Looking forward to about a medium strength for me right now, but I suspect it'll pick up a little bit.
Yeah, this one.
Do you guys know what the pieces of the cigar are? You know what the wrapper is?
Nope,
any of that stuff?
I didn't
Kind
look
of
it
try
up.
to go into it a little bit blind so that we don't have like a preconceived notion of what we're going to expect, so that we can kind of have a more true like reaction to the flavor.
Okay. Well, when
So-
you want to know, just let me know. I will tell
Yeah.
you.
Hey,
I
Mike,
think
if
you
you
can
want to
go ahead and tell us.
Yeah, spill it out, man.
Well, it's most of you have our Elegante. That's going to be our Ecuadorian Habano with the San Andreas binder and all Nicaragua fillers from, all Nicaragua, Ometepe, Esteli, Condega, Jalapa. I always like to think of that spice on the front end as not so much a pepper spice, but more of like a cinnamon spice, almost like a baking spice. It's not as powerful as some other ones are, but it's there. So that'll back off in the first inch or so. It kind of gets a little bit more buttery and creamy, and there should be some notes of citrus throughout. So that's kind of the way that one goes. As far as our Bay City Maduro, that's a San Andreas Maduro wrapper, Sumatran binder, and then all Nicaragua fillers again. So both of our cigars, all of our cigars really are medium in strength, but we wanted to have stronger flavor profiles. So We want it to be a flavorful cigar that doesn't, put you down, or if you want to have another cigar right afterwards, go for it, So that's really kind of what our goal is in producing cigars.
Yeah,
Awesome.
That makes a lot of sense. I do like a strong cigar every now and then, but it's always something I have to like prepare for. Like, okay, did I eat enough recently enough to be able to have that cigar? Maybe not. We'll see.
We're gonna find out.
We're playing cigar roulette.
It's just, all right, what did I do today?
Exactly.
I've been to the bathroom.
I'm not going to make it to
today.
the toilet in time. Exactly. All right. So how many cigar lines do you actually have? I know you have the Bay City. You have the I keep wanting to call it Elegante, but it's not. It's Elegante.
Elegante.
Yeah.
Elegante. Yeah, we have our Elegante was our original blend that we came out with. Then we came out with our 162, which is kind of an offshoot to that original. It has the same Ecuadorian Habano wrapper. It has Sumatran binder instead of a Mexican binder. So it's similar, but a little bit different. Then we came out with our Bay City lines that have Maduro and a Connecticut. So we have 4 lines, 8 total by total.
Wow. Okay. It's awesome.
How long has Lovely been in business as a brand for you guys?
We've been selling to retailers for 3 years this August here. So probably about 2 years before that's when the whole process started.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure everything out. But as far as actually getting anything in any stores, it's been about 3 years.
That's cool. And was this last PCA? Is that the first time you've been, or have you been another
this is
time?
our PCA.
Okay,
So you were
there right on launch. Yeah.
when you launched.
That's cool.
Yeah, we actually went the year before we launched to PCA just to network and meet with some folks. That was great. So we've been there the last 4 years. We're going again this year, of course. So it's great to be there, part of the industry, get to see everybody. It's a cool community to be a part of. So I know you guys were there. So it's just a fun time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So
I've been consistently blown away with how approachable most of the people in the industry have been.
absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's a handshake industry, right? Like it's like one of those old school industries where like, oh, I told you I was going to do that, so you can trust me, it's going to get done, And it's not like that anymore, It's in general terms. So I think it's just a really fun thing to be a part of.
Yep, absolutely.
I have to agree with you there. At PCA, we talked briefly about a couple of nerdy things, and one of the brief nerdy things we talked about was about Back to the Future, and is it a perfect time loop, series?
No, it can never be a perfect time loop, can it?
Well, that's the argument.
Is there a flaw in basically anywhere in the timeline? Like, if Marty did this thing, then how could this have happened in the future? Like, is there a flaw somewhere in the logic of when he was time travel?
Yeah. When this because Keith was actually the one that proposed this question, right? And I've been racking my brain, and I'm also mad at Keith because I've had to dissect one of my favorite trilogies of all times.
I don't want
and
to
actually pay exactly. I don't want to have to pay that close attention to it. I just want to put it on and watch it and enjoy it. So I found a flaw, and it's devastating to me.
Which flaw did you find?
The second movie. All right, so in the movie, Biff takes the almanac, the idea that Marty has, takes the almanac, goes back in time.
You want to do like a spoiler warning for anybody?
Yeah, okay, just do a spoiler warning.
40-year-old movie.
If you haven't seen Back to the Future 2 by now, don't worry
good.
about it.
But if
All right, guys,
it
we're
may
talking about
ruin your
Citizen Kane. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
Rose. No, I was kidding. No. So Biff gets the book, the almanac. He takes Marty's idea, goes back in time, gives himself the almanac, right? Well, he comes back to the exact same timeline. But at that point, he's changed time. So he shouldn't have been able to come back to that timeline. It would have been a different timeline going forward.
You should have just pooped his dude right there and then.
Yeah, pretty much he would have went non-existent at that point. And so would have, I think Marty and Doc would have stayed in that timeline and just continued on that that branch, but he would have disappeared. But
Which part did he go back to? Like, when did he go back?
so when he was in the future, when he was old Biff,
Yeah.
he goes back to 1955 and gives it to young
meets
Biff,
young
right?
Biff, right? And gives him the
Yeah, meets Bug, gives him the book. Then at that point, he goes back and leaves the DeLorean right there outside of the community where they're getting Jennifer. You know, Jennifer had just passed out from seeing herself, and they're going to get her. So, by their own rules and their own logic, later on in the movie, when they go into the future and they're in the alternate reality where Biff is the casino and he's the luckiest man in the world and all that stuff, they mention that if they try to go back into the future, it's already a split off timeline.
after
and they
something had
wouldn't.
been changed, though, right?
Yes,
But didn't he go back before Biff did anything with the almanac?
he did, but that would have
I
been
know
his
you-
timeline.
I know the argument would be like, well, everything that Biff was already going to do with the almanac would have already been done when he traveled back to the future, right? But that time jump was like instantaneous, so I don't know.
But I'm just saying,
it's
by
hard to say.
their own logic,
Yeah.
they should have been able to travel back to the future on the same timeline because it changed.
I feel like I need a diagram for this.
It's
Like,
always
it's been
sunny
so
in
long since
Philadelphia.
I've seen those movies.
Well, it's like Terminator, right? Like Terminator's big flaw is in the beginning. How could John Connor ever be born in the first place, right? His father had to come
Yeah.
back from the future to impregnate somebody, but he was already, you know what I mean? Like, how did he ever get born in the first place?
Yeah, it's all creating, like, every time travel movie is inherently flawed because you have to account for a splintered timeline, or basically, you know, what they talk about in Back to the Future, where it's like anything that they affected has created this branch of timelines. So there's going to be differences. So how can he go back to the past and create John Connor and then the future still remain the same? Or how could that future come back to that past if the timelines are different? I don't know. It's weird.
Or you could just do what I always say, because it was written like that.
Just shut up and watch the movie. Enjoy
Just
yourself.
enjoy the
Script.
cinema.
Brain.
That's a valid argument, actually. Because
That's
the
why I
writer
watch
wrote it that way,
entertained,
so you
right?
could follow.
Right.
Yeah, it's like literally Robert comes out with it's in the script. That's why that happened. Well, damn, you can't argue with that.
Mm-mm.
That's how the writers
You can
wanted it to
try.
be.
You'd be wrong, whether you can try. But there also is the other theory in Back to the Future is, again, with the perfect time loop. Is it the perfect time loop because it's only affecting Hill Valley and Hilldale and locally? It's not affecting globally. So is that why time stays together
I don't
there?
think it would affect globally if Biff became this like huge business magnate or whatever, and you know, he would have affected more than just the local environment, you know.
Yeah, but they put that back into place before the
What
series
state
is over.
Does Hilldale exist in?
I
Do we-
think
Do we remember?
Hill Valley's
I
in
don't remember.
California, but I don't
California.
know.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Biff being the luckiest man in the world and all that would probably affect more than just
Yeah,
the one town.
Right.
Well, that Nico created Biffco, which was like a waste disposal company. So yeah, it definitely would have affected a lot of things around there.
And I don't think Biffco would fly in California without some serious money.
Probably
if you
not.
got all the money in the world that you would ever need, then you know.
Yeah, I guess so.
How often do
I
you think
still-
that book changes?
Go ahead.
How often do you think that book changes? Like, do you think like after every sporting event when he bets, like it alters the future just a little bit, and the scores change on that particular the next game, you know, that he's going to be betting on, or does it all stay the same because it knows what he's going to do and what's
I do think there is something to that, you know, because
Yeah, if it slips out, he knows who's going to win next, and everybody knows that. Then could it affect the outcome?
Well, like as far as betting goes and all that, like if like just bet the way he bets, and then you're gonna win, right? But it's also not just betting. He was, I guess, no, yeah, it would just be betting. He wouldn't be able to do like stocks and stuff like that because he didn't have that information. So it's just betting. Yeah.
Why would you need stocks if you like bet everything every single time on the
Yeah, I know.
win, you know?
You don't if you know the outcome.
Why are you betting your house every single time? Don't worry about it. I fucking got it.
I guess, I guess it would change after a certain extent, and maybe the almanac would become kind of useless at a certain point. But like by the time he's already made his money, that wouldn't really matter to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it didn't become useless till 2000 because it's statistics all the way to 2000.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, but
And even
so my question is though, do those statistics change with his betting? Like, he
butterfly
bets on he bets on so and so, and then their next game they do better because they bet that way or whatever, and he changes history then. But the pages themselves, like the ink on the paper, actually changes every single time he makes a bet.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know.
the pages could change. He could have the answers regardless because that book is from the future, just like those pictures were from the future when he kept looking at the picture of himself and his family would disappear,
shit.
right?
I didn't think about that. I guess using their own
It's been a long time since I've seen these movies, but memory's coming back.
using their own time
It's
rules.
thoughts like this that made me.
Yeah,
made
their
me-
own time rules don't make sense all the time.
Which is great phrasing.
Yeah, I mean it's quite possible, but we actually we actually talked about this offline because we were like, is it the perfect time loop, and does it affect anybody else? And the what ifs are endless. Look at his instance for Doc Brown. I don't know if Graham wants to bring it up because he's brought up the good point about Doc Brown.
I don't remember what it was. I'm not going to lie to you. Like,
All right, so
go ahead and make me sound.
no, that's fine. That's
smart.
fine.
Go ahead.
No, he had a valid point because Doc Brown didn't stop his work at the DeLorean and everything. He went on and made the train that can travel through time, right?
Mhm.
And he was already using dangerous substances like plutonium. Who says that he doesn't go on to try to find something else he wants to do and causes a disaster? Like, for example, what if he was behind Chernobyl? We don't know.
If it's about to melt down, I'm time traveling away. I'm just saying. It'd be 50 years behind me in a couple minutes.
The whole way that the train takes off in the third one, really, I can't comprehend how
Yeah.
we created that. In the 1800s. Third one, it really starts to kind of fall apart. Also, we didn't get hoverboards ever.
I'm so disappointed. And flying
Yeah.
cars.
I'm disappointed at
Mhm.
that. But the train thing, you can actually easily explain that he went to the future,
To
got
get
the
the
hover
parts.
conversion, and then brought it back
Yeah.
because he already has the ability to time travel.
I guess if you know how it works, then you could probably recreate it in the past. Although there's a lot
No, I'm
of
not talking
freaking
about, I'm not
technology
talking
you
about
gotta.
recreating.
Just
All he
just-
had to do
just
was get the
bring it
train
back.
working. Yeah, get
But
the
you're
train
saying
working and actually travel.
But
time
he
travel.
didn't have
Then he could take it to the future.
he didn't
the
have
hover
access
conversion.
to time travel in the 1800s though. Remember, the DeLorean was busted, and he sent Marty that letter from Western Union, and Marty went
That's
back
right.
after the fact with the new DeLorean. And then the entire movie they had to figure out a way to fix the DeLorean because there was no way
Correct.
to get back to the future.
Well,
So-
they had to get gas. The whole problem with the third one is
yeah.
because of gas. Gas
Right.
hadn't been invented. But you know what the solver for that was? Steam.
Yeah,
The steam-powered engine.
but he hadn't already done that, so how could he have gone to the future to get the parts that he needed to get?
Well, here's the thing. When in the third one, he was on a time crunch to try to get the DeLorean fixed, right? Before he died on Monday, because Biff was going to shoot him. Well, when he was stuck there, you already know that some time has passed because him and the teacher got married. He had 2 kids, so he had time to actually think about, okay, how can I take a steam-powered train and do the same thing?
Yeah.
It's not the same technology. It's different technology with steam this time, steam-based, and he figured it out. And you know what else? It's in the script.
Yeah, I know. This is from the steam. He got all that from the steampunk alternate reality, right?
That's it. He got it. Yeah, you found out the steampunk alternate reality. You got it going. I'm sorry to take us down this rabbit hole. I just thought it was so fascinating when he thought it up.
Oh, it's fantastic. Now you're making me want to watch the whole series again.
Well, man, to prepare for this, I watched them all yesterday.
Wow.
Well,
I
damn.
probably
I
should
sat down
have.
and watched
That
them
would
all.
have been smarter because I'm sitting here going, "Oh yeah, no, that totally did happen." Yeah, no, it totally did.
All right.
Rather
So
than being a part of the
apart from all the flaws in logic or whatever, what's your favorite one of the trilogy? All of you.
Okay, so for me, it's the first one, then the third one.
You're
Yeah,
dissing number 2.
I'm not dissing number 2, but as far as like entertainment, watchability, intriguing, 1 and 3 have got it start to end. Part 2 for me was kind of like a rehash of part 1. That's really what it was. It was a rehash of part 1 with a couple extra characters. But it's still good
Similar
to the
story.
storyline. Yeah. Still good to the storyline, but 1 and 3, I think, were completely original concepts and ideas, and I thought they were really good.
Yeah.
I agree. 1 and
I
3.
think I think I would agree with that as well.
I just when I was a kid, part 2 was, what gave me that sense of wonder, is like, oh man, the future
yeah,
is
the
going to be like
hoverboard?
this. Oh wow,
Yeah.
look at those cars. Look at how they fly, hoverboards and so I mean that movie, maybe it's not the best like script or whatever the storyline wise, but it's always going to have a special place for me just because of where I was as a child.
Yeah. And I can see
appreciate
that.
that.
What about you, Grim? What do you think, buddy?
You, the
Yeah,
Honorable
you.
Grim the Ninth.
Filibuster.
Well, keep talking.
You fucking filibustered this. All right, Robert, you have any opinion on it?
Thinking about it, yeah, I would go with what you're saying. I would definitely just not to be whatever, Billy, but if you dropped part 2, you could put 1 and 3 together and make a movie. If you put little clips like getting the letter at the end of 2, if you put that at the beginning of 3, you could drop 2 for me, and I would watch that just like that.
Well, it's just like
I wouldn't say that. I mean, 2 was still a good movie. I liked 2.
No, I'm not saying it's bad.
it's
but what
definitely
I'm
not as
saying-
bad as what is the Star Wars the 8th movie? I can't remember. Not is it Revenge of the Sith?
Last Jedi.
No, it's Revenge of the Sith, right? That's
Revenge of the Sith is the third one.
right. I'm not talking about the third. I'm talking about the second one. That's the one where the entire second act of the movie was completely pointless because they went on this whole thing of going to get to that other planet and going to that casino and trying to escape and everything, and then at some point in the movie they just get caught anyway, and it's just like, well, what was the whole fucking point of all of that?
I don't know. I don't know if it's that off in the weeds and that bad.
Yeah.
But I will say this, for at least for the first Back to the Future and the third Back to the Future, there was an urgency to get something fixed to be able to go back in time or go forward in time and, actually get back home.
But Marty's
I think
kids
that
were a
urgency was there.
problem, Ben.
Well, I get you there.
They were.
Well, they weren't stuck in,
Right.
They were going to go to
in the
jail.
future. All right. You got me there. They're solving that problem, which was, just, that was a loose
We
base
actually
storyline.
watched
Fixing it for
a,
like 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We watched a time travel movie last night that I apparently have never seen. Time Bandits.
Yeah.
What? Nice.
Isn't that a Terry Gilliam movie?
It is a Terry Gilliam
Yes.
movie.
I believe so. And I feel like it's a movie I would have really appreciated as a kid, but as an adult, I was like, it's kind of boring.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies like
It
that.
had some funny parts.
When I was 19 and working at Office Max when I was a kid, we had Time Bandits in the break room, but I would only watch the very beginning of the movie where the two corporate ships are pirating each other or whatever, exploding file cabinets and shit like that. And at one point in time, my boss came in, he was like, why do you always watch the same thing over and over again? We have Star Wars and blah, blah, blah. And I said, because I like to fantasize about the fact that all the file cabinets online are about to explode. Joking with him. Time Bandits on the other hand disappeared by the next day. Very sad.
What
Fair
about
point.
Time Cop?
Van Damme.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Van
Damn, remember
Damme.
that? See, that
Isn't
one
that the
was
one that he
actually
does
going.
the split?
Oh yeah,
in the
he does
kitchen?
in all those movies.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Well, I'm
he's
just talking
going
about the
back
one in
in
the
time.
kitchen that he just.
But he's actually going back to stop people that are changing the future, right? Like how Like, how could that possibly even be, right? Because if somebody does something, he might not even be the same person anymore, right? Unless he's going to alternate realities all the time.
Monitoring multiple realities at the same time.
He's a
Which-
multiversal cop.
He's the
I honestly
TVA of
can't think of
Marvel.
any other Van Damme movie other than Street Fighter ever. I know he's been in tons of other shit.
The Universal Soldier,
What?
man. Come on.
Out of that movie
Bloodsport?
went out to me.
Bloodsport.
No,
Yeah.
Bloodsport,
Did you see
like
the
2, 3,
recent
4, 5,
series?
and 9.
Jean-Claude Van
Bloodsport
Johnson.
1
Did
through
you
12.
see that? It was like a Amazon Prime show, maybe
did
like
see
5
that.
or 6 years ago.
Yes.
It was
What
entertaining.
was it? And this was Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Oh yeah, Jean-Claude Van
Yeah.
Johnson is what it's called. He's playing kind of himself, who's also like, a special agent kind of guy. But there's a moment where he like goes out to get his mail, and he's on one of those little like two-wheeled hoverboard things, and he like goes down to get his mail, and he hovers back, and he was talking about. He has a girl over, and she's like, "There's something wrong with the shower," and he's like, "All the water in my house is coconut." It's just, it's absurd.
Yeah, so it was kind of like he's himself, but like that the whole Jean-Claude Van Damme thing was like a cover for him to be a secret agent in real
Okay.
life. So it was definitely an entertaining show.
Wow.
Very stupid, but I loved it. No
Kind
time
of like
travel.
The Tick.
So-
Did you ever watch The Tick on Amazon?
Love the Tick.
I've seen the original. I haven't seen the.
Yeah, I seen the original.
Well, Amazon had like 2 or 3 seasons on Amazon, and it was awesome. And then they canceled it.
with Patrick Warburton.
No, it's
No.
Peter Serafinowicz, or where the fuck is the guy from Tom Dead?
Yeah, I didn't. Right, I didn't do that. I didn't see all of that one. I saw a couple
Oh,
episodes.
Such a good series.
I'll have to
It
circle
was.
back
Yeah, I
and watch
believe-
that because I really liked the cartoon when it was on.
Yeah, I believe Grim made me watch a couple of episodes of that because he was so
Made?
into it.
Gunpoint.
I
Yeah,
bestowed upon you, sir.
He handcuffed
Was-
you to the radiator and said, "You watch this now."
Well,
I'm
I
enriching
think
your
it-
life right now.
I think what it was, honestly, he was tempting me with food. He was feeding me, and he was like, "Hey, while you're eating, click, click, let's watch this."
You will watch this, or
I was
That's
like, "Okay,
okay.
it's a steak.
I like to.
It's worth
I like
it."
to do elaborate dinner parties, and then when it comes time to food, I'm like, "You're gonna watch whatever the fuck I say we're gonna watch," and
he's like, I really want to watch this movie, but I don't want to watch it alone. I know what to do.
who wants to do steaks? Woo?
I mean, but it works for me, so I mean, I got it.
Yeah.
I got steak. I'm happy.
I grill like a champ.
He does.
That's the
He
word.
really does.
Word on the street.
But the whole thing is, though, if you ever do get to enjoy one of Grim's steaks, you do have to say the phrase, "Grim, I love your meat in my mouth." And
Not a problem. Not a problem at
yeah,
all.
see,
I
Mike's
made-
on
There you go,
board.
man.
He's like, if I get a steak, I'll say it. Ain't no big deal.
And,
Right?
dude, I love grilling, so you want to come down? I'm here.
All
I
right.
grill for no reason.
They're delicious steaks. I ain't gonna lie. All right, we're about the midway point on this thing, so I guess we need to go ahead and rate it, or not rate it, but give a midway check-in. For mine, yeah, I know you said that these are supposed to be medium. This one is a little bit more full for me, and I'm digging the hell out of it. I really like the taste of it. That aftertaste that I was getting earlier has completely gone away, so I'm no longer trying to figure out what it is because it's gone now. But it's been a good draw. The construction is awesome on it, and I'm still digging it. So, bravo. How about you, Billy?
Same as you. I'm really digging it. You're right. The kind of the spice does kind of tone down after that first inch or so, but still got a lot of flavors. That, I'm not necessarily used to smoking, but it's really pleasant. Yeah, so far it's been great.
How about you, Grim?
It's a smooth operator, man.
Almost
it's nice.
got me.
It's got that good medium. It's mellow. Like I'm enjoying the process, man. So I'll give it more later, but I'm enjoying it.
And how about you, Robert?
Yeah, I'm going to echo the sentiments of my fellows here. It's burning nicely. Input
still
is
muted?
great.
Or is he not
Yeah,
talking yet?
he's
I'm on.
tap tap.
Nope.
Since your mic isn't working right, why don't you just start miming stuff and I'll
Yes.
put in words?
It's like
It's so delicious. This cigar is the best cigar ever made in the entire world.
Can you get a light and
I
do
think
some
that
shadow
was
puppets?
American Sign Language.
Exactly.
It's some completely different shit.
While he's working on that, Zach, what do you think, buddy?
This is a really approachable cigar, not overly powerful. Still, I would call it on the light side of medium now that the kind of pepperiness is kind of tied off or tapered off. Getting a little bit of kind of cedar, kind of a light cedar flavor to me. A little bit of like hay, almost kind of a dry dustiness, kind of in the same vein as cedar, but it's good. I would have no problem with this as like a daily smoke. It's real approachable, not overly powerful, so it's good.
So, since you don't have Keith here to dodge the Star Wars questions, Mike, we're not going to go down that route.
We could do Lord of the Rings. That's definitely more my speed.
Oh, that's a
There we
good one
go.
too.
What did I do to hang
I
out
was
with all
just
these
talking
nerds?
about Lord of the Rings recently, and I think it was to Andy and Gibbs, and I was like, I love those movies so much, and I want to just like sit down and watch them, but they're so long and epic. It's like it's hard to convince myself to sit down and watch those.
I don't know, man. If somebody's got it
Yeah,
on
they do.
and I've got nothing going on, I'm going to sit there and watch the damn movies.
We
It is by far the best trilogy ever made.
Totally agree with
Ooh,
you. I
yeah.
think it's fantastic.
We
Have you
used
read
to,
the books?
Unfortunately, no.
Oh, the books
When I
are
was a kid.
phenomenal.
I have listened to the books. Does that count?
No.
You got
No.
to
Look, when you have
gotta
the actual
process
character
it.
voices doing the book, it's great.
No. It eliminates the imagination side of things. So you bring it to life in your brain when you read it.
I understand what you're saying, Mike, but when I'm singing the lyrics in my head, it's in my voice and it's just fucking terrible.
All
Because
right,
there are
touche.
so many songs in those books that if you
Galadriel
don't...
shouldn't sound like me. This is weird.
Exactly. And I just hear my voice singing it. It's just awful.
8 times. I'm actually thinking about starting it again. Like in the next few months, I was looking at them because they're on my shelves, and I was like, I really want to read those again.
Every time I watch that trilogy, I find something else to appreciate about them. And that's kind of where a lot of movies, I don't get that from. Sometimes you'll watch a movie and you watch it one time and then you'll go back to it a couple years later and you watch it and like, it's not that good. Or yeah, I remember this. I don't need to see it again. You sit down, you watch any of the movies from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and it's just, man, this is really good.
And to
least
reload every
to me.
few minutes.
So how does everybody feel about the Rings of Power series? Have you all seen those?
Damn. That's right off the bat for Billy. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Not Tolkien.
Billy obviously not a fan.
It's not Tolkien. So it automatically gets dismissed.
I think it's a good
I will
effort,
say,
but I don't think they do it well.
I never read the Silmarillion, and I understand a lot of the stories came from that and were adapted
Well,
to
Yeah, they have
a
part of the
film script.
Silmarillion and the appendices or whatever. They don't have the rights to the actual trilogy or the Hobbit, so it's like they try to take some of that and they compress the timelines way fucking down. They put shit out of order. They put characters in where they didn't belong. It's extremely problematic if you have any like knowledge of the actual books or Tolkien lore. And they completely changed some of the characters like personalities. Like Galadriel is just a girl boss with like ultra powerful, like she has no like, she's just, there's no hero's journey, with what you see a lot of characters go through. She just starts off, I'm powerful. I can kill everybody, and I have no remorse for doing that. Like, are you really the good guy here?
Anti-heroes do exist, sir.
What's that?
Anti-heroes do exist, sir.
Yeah, but that's not the way they're portraying her. They're portraying her as she's supposed to be this good guy, a good character, and it's just like, I'm not rooting for you. Go Sauron.
Go
Take the
Sauron.
entirety of Middle Earth. We're done with it.
See, I
So if you
kind
wa-
of interpreted her character as being like established hero, and like you didn't necessarily need like a build up to that. But I can see where you're coming from.
Have you been watching Rings of Power, Mike?
I have, yeah. No, I like I said, I think it's interesting. I think it's well done cinematically, but the story was kind of it didn't. I had to like power through watching it. That's how it felt. You know, it wasn't as entertaining. It didn't grip me. But I wanted to see how everything ended. I like how it wrapped up at the end, but it was kind of difficult to watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I think I approached it more of it was its own thing. I didn't really tie it to the rest of it because I knew if I did, it would be like, man, this is bullshit. But since I did kind of separate that in my mind that it was different, it was okay. It was okay as a standalone thing.
Yeah, I was definitely entertained by it. I wasn't upset. I did not get. So one of the things that I actually kind of like about shows on Prime is that they tend to release them like an episode at a time, which is a thing that I kind of missed from watching broadcast television. You know, we've got a new episode of whatever to watch now. I kind of like that for the same reasons I liked watching like Game of Thrones or something like that, where you had a thing to look forward to, and you just weren't just binging
it gives
the whole
everybody
thing.
a chance to process what they just watched. It gives everybody a chance to talk about it. It gives everybody a chance to speculate what's going to happen next. You get excited about what's going to happen, and then everybody watches the next episode when it comes on, and it's like rinse repeat. When everything is dumped all at once, everybody's expected to watch it all at that one time, or the entire series will get spoiled for half the audience. You know, there's not necessarily anything wrong with having it available, but when it is all available, people are gonna have issues with, I can't watch it all now, but people are just posting spoilers left and right.
You know what I want? I want a sitcom for the Hobbits.
Have you seen that AI video?
No, I haven't. But
No.
what I'm getting at here is like, there's enough drama that you get from the first half hour of the Fellowship of the Ring that you can get an idea that the Hobbits are kind of like catty, snippy people, and we can have fun with it. But like, I want them to have a party, and then like in episode 9 when they're partying or whatever, and have little subtitles. Boromir just became a pincushion, so you can keep track of the timeline of the Lord of the Rings while they're just partying and having a good time.
They did a trailer for an 80s sitcom based on the Lord of the Rings, and all the characters are dressed in 80s clothing, and it is, even Sauron is there as like the neighbor that nobody likes, but and everybody else is dressed in 80s clothes except for Sauron. He's just got the armor. It's ridiculous, but you guys should check that out when you get a chance. It's funny as hell.
All the memes that have been coming out for Lord of the Rings have been hilarious. Even the little video where they, have you seen the videos where like the music makes everything in a movie?
Yes.
And they took the scene where, Frodo's waking up and all of his friends are starting to come into the room, and, and they put this like sensual music in the background. And you're like, oh my God. And you're like, you took something so wholesome and made it so bad, but I can't stop watching. And I want to see more.
The same thing they did with Harry Potter when they did like redneck Harry Potter. He's like living in some sort of a swamp or whatever.
If you don't get your ass back here right now, if you don't apparate back here right now, I'm about to cadaver your ass right now.
Diver, y'all.
Just went out for cigarettes, God.
You
have to look that up. I have not seen that.
Just apparate.
Those are funny.
Those are hilarious, but it's kind of scary. All the stuff that they're doing with AI these days, where they're literally advertising, you don't need actors anymore. You could just use AI.
At a certain point, that's what we're going to get, for the better or worse.
I missed my chance of being famous. God damn it, they can just program me. I talk about me all the time now.
No, just scan your face and put yourself in a movie. If you got the ideas for something good, then I think movies are going to be like social media at a certain point. It'll be like everybody's going to have the ability to make something, but not everybody's ideas are going to be great. So like if you had a Netflix like service for AI movies, you could have a community like tab or like what's popular, and you can click on that and see what people have made that are popular, and you can follow these creators, and those are going to be the people that are popular. Otherwise you can still go and say, I want to see Star Wars, but I want Jar Jar to be Darth Jar Jar.
He really
I do
was
love the
Sith.
theory that Jar Jar was a Sith Lord. That seems so like
Yeah, I mean, and that'll happen.
Interesting to me.
You'll definitely get movies of that, and those will be funny, but they'll get overplayed just like every other popular thing in culture does. It just gets overplayed, and everybody moves on to the next thing.
Now I'm depressed. Thanks,
I'm
Billy.
sorry.
Way to kill the podcast, Billy.
What are you gonna
You
do?
know,
I'm still waiting for somebody to come out with like a TikTok style movie, right? Where you have just different sequences that are maybe they're like 3 minutes long. Then there's another sequence that's 3 minutes long, another sequence that's 3 minutes long. And there's like 80 of those. And at the end, they all tie together through different 3-minute segments, because that's the only way you're going to keep people's attention anymore, right?
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
I
Well,
thought they had that with Queeby
they
or whatever
have-
it was.
yeah, I was about to say they did make a movie where it was all from like almost like a TikTok perspective, because it was all done through social media posts, live video cam footage from phones and things like that, and they did the entire movie that way. So it's like it wasn't a cut, it was kind of like a screen like this, and what we're doing, and there was something going on each screen, and you could see the whole story folding out, and they would have phone calls, and you would see the phone call pop up, or you'd see them in an app searching for something, or you see a video of something that happened on social media that led them to another clue on what's going on. It was really interesting, but I was like, oh my God, my attention span is just like fucking awful right now.
So
Yeah,
we're in a movie
I
right
I was
now.
like,
I don't mean like an actual social media movie, but similar to how like TikTok is made, because what is it like? It's shorts videos, right?
mhm,
So
yeah.
if you just have short videos professionally made or probably made through AI that, all work together I think eventually we'll see something like that.
Well, you kind of get something. They're not really interconnected, but they're thematically the same. The Sasquatch videos where he's
Yeah,
vlogging.
exactly.
yeah,
It-
those are fun.
You take that to the next, logical step, and I think that that would work.
Exactly like that.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. All it is, somebody just has to come up with an idea.
Yeah.
And they could do exactly what you're saying, and it wouldn't be that hard to do now.
Now, that's the biggest thing, I think in the future is do you have the idea for it? Do you have the creativity to be able to create something that the AI is not just going to, you're not going to just, because everybody's going to be able to say, I want to see, the Lord of the Rings, but I want to put, this actor in it. Anybody can do that. But, if somebody actually has vision in their head to be able to have a complete movie, that's going to give access to somebody who wouldn't normally have that, to be able to, have their ideas put out into the world where they wouldn't have normally had access to it.
That's what I think is one of the coolest things about social media is the people that don't have access to like writers and to producers and things like that. They could do something like put a story out there that somebody might be intrigued by, and maybe in the future get with, somebody sees it and is like, hey, let's talk about this idea that you had and let's make it into a feature film. And I think that's the coolest thing, but it's also a double-edged sword where, you could be bashed unrelentlessly about any idea that you have online too.
That's the way it all works. I mean, what is it? What do they say? Like the cream floats to the top or something? That's just the way it is.
That's true, man.
So,
Start
Mike,
to slow
what do
down
you-
and
what
start
do you
to
like to
enjoy this a
do?
little bit more.
Other than cigars up in Wisconsin, you like fishing or
Well,
being outside or
yeah, I fish. I don't do a ton of fishing, but I like fishing. I go bird hunting. I'm outside all the time. If I go to the beach, we're about 40-minute drive from the lake, so I go there regularly as well. Yeah, and it just
Pretty sweet.
any time that you can get outside, I bring my dog. We go for hikes, all that stuff. So try to be outside as much as I can.
While you can, right?
Yeah. Wow, you
I mean, I'll go in winter too. Like I'll take the dog out in winter. That's one of my favorite times to go just for a hike, man. It's cold. Nobody else is out there, and it's a lot of fun. So just got to bundle up.
I'm from the
Layers.
South. You're cussing at me right now.
So, Mike, here's a question. Who is the best Green Bay quarterback of all time? And can Jordan Love get you back to the Super Bowl?
Damn.
You want to know who the best quarterback of all time is for Green Bay?
Outside of
Brett Favre.
outside of Bart Starr, I mean, who would you say? Would it be Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers?
I mean, Brett Favre was way more fun to watch. Aaron Rodgers was more accurate. I think they both imploded on themselves towards the end of their careers with Green Bay. So it was kind of similar watching both of them. They both got too big for their britches. So I think from a statistic standpoint, I think Rodgers is better. I mean, Favre threw more interceptions than anybody else ever.
True.
Yeah.
You just knew he was going to throw at least 1 or 2 picks every game. So they both have their good qualities, but I think Rodgers overall has the statistics to back it up. And I think this year will show a lot for Jordan Love. If he really, this would be his 3rd year fully starting for the Packers. So I mean, this should be his kind of all right, I've got it figured out. I've got the speed of the game down. I've been in the league for a couple of years in the action. So I think there's a lot that can happen this year that'll show what his ability is going to be moving forward.
Very cool.
I just want to know what would happen if, we could go back in time and force the Falcons to keep Favre, because we could have had
Right.
him, or we did have him.
We could have had Barry Sanders, but instead we took Tony Mandrich.
Yeah.
What the hell?
So I know. It's terrible. It's terrible.
And I say that like I actually follow sports. I don't.
I
No
What?
sports at all?
No, I
wife
follow
says
no
hooray, sports
sports. Yeah. Go sports ball. That's about all I got. But I do know names, and I do know when, somebody's doing well and things like that. And they're ranked pretty well on Madden. That's how I know them.
I am not able to watch football anymore because I get
You're not
too
allowed.
emotionally involved.
You rephrase that. Yeah, I'll say you're not allowed to watch football
Yes.
anymore.
I know. I'm not allowed. Too emotionally involved when my team that I'm rooting for doesn't perform. But and I think after the Falcons lost the Super Bowl, they blew the Super Bowl with when they were playing the Patriots, and the Patriots were my nemesis because I'm also a Peyton Manning fan.
Okay.
So having the Falcons go to the Super Bowl and being up 26-0 or 26-3 at
23.
half. Yeah, 28-3. And then just completely and knowing that was going to happen because that's the Falcons mantra, But we're really good up into on the first half. Second half is we don't know how to play football anymore.
We run out of gas.
But that was just heartbreaking, and I was like, I can't do this anymore.
No. And let me
I'm
give
more
you a
of
little
a passive
backstory.
fan these days. Go ahead.
I was going to give you a
What's
little bit of
your
backstory to Billy, why he's not allowed to watch football anymore. All right, there used to be days that, hey, I'm going to go hang out with Billy. And I would have to check to see if the Bills were playing. Or no, the Colts. The Colts were playing. Because if I didn't check to see if the Colts were playing and go over there, Billy would ignore my ass to no end. If you talked, if you did anything, he'd be like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Trying to watch the game. And he gets so passionate. He gets so bad, if they start losing, he'd go to another room and put on the game. But he wouldn't let you change the channel. You had to keep the TV on just in case he had to go out of the room and see what was going on. He's laughing about it, but it was terrifying.
That was bad.
He was bad. He was bad. If they were losing, oh my God, he would be in such a bad mood.
Yeah.
Oh my! I was like, dude, it's just a game. I don't care. I'm like, do you have $50 riding on it? I don't care. God damn it! It blew the lead. It's so stupid. I was like, dude, it's not that big a deal. It's just a game. Shut up, Ben. You don't know. Go home. I don't want you here anymore. All right. I guess I'll catch you later, Billy.
Yeah, no, I used to be like, I'd watch Thursday night, watch all day Sunday, watch Monday night. And then it was like, I just was spending so much time watching football that I was like, what am I gaining from this? I just can't commit that much time anymore to watching football. So I'm still a fan. What I do here in Green Bay is it's easy to like cruise over. I go tailgate with some people, hang out, then I come home, watch the game. And that's usually what I do. And then I smoke cigars and hang out and watch the game by myself most of the time.
So since you're a manufacturer, do you have to supply now whenever you go hang out with your buddies?
I think that's kind of what happens, yeah, for the most part.
It feels like it would be expected of you.
Yeah, I'm always the guy with extra, that's for sure.
And this follow-up question, do you give them shit if they're smoking something else?
Of course.
Yes!
Of course.
That's what I need to hear.
I'm here and you're smoking that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
That's
Why
on you
aren't
for
you-
What the hell's wrong with you?
now.
Why are you not buying my cigars from... What? Yeah, no, 100%. I give people shit.
As you should, and I'm proud
Yes.
of you, sir.
Yes. I mean, it's
Especially
all
if they're your friends.
good-natured, right? It's good-natured, but, I understand. I smoke other cigars too, but, we're all hanging out. It's nice if you represent, at least if you, like, show me you got one in your humidor,
Right.
There you go. Even though it's the same one that you supplied last time y'all hung out, but still, it's there.
Yeah, the thought
So
that
I
counts.
guess a follow up to that, when you're not smoking your own stuff, what do you like?
I like
Yeah,
Nicaraguan
that's a good
tobacco for the most part. That's kind of my go-to. I like some Dominican stuff as well, but it's more Nicaraguan based. So I still like Illusione a lot. I like Tatuaje. Foundation's great. There's a ton of good cigars out there. There's a ton of good stuff. And then when I go to the trade show, I get samples from people as well. Try different things. So it's always trying something new. I think is important. I smoke my cigar more than
Absolutely.
I smoke anything else. But I got to try new things to understand what other people are smoking and what's making traction in the market as well. So yeah. I mean but that's my take on it.
So, as a little jab to Grim, how do you feel about Romacraft?
I mean, I like their stuff. I'm not there's some people that are like huge fans. I think they got some good stuff out there.
Yeah, you
So-
wouldn't find huge fans here or nothing, not fanboys here or nothing.
No,
No, definitely not.
It's a running gag that we can't go an episode without mentioning Roman Craft.
Every fucking episode, and it's just like they fit it in towards the end half the time because they're like, oh yeah, no,
hey man, the best cigar is your favorite cigar. No matter what.
There
it
you
is.
go.
The best cigar is the cigar that you like the most. So I don't care if it's expensive, if it's cheap, if it's your favorite cigar, that's the best cigar for you. So that's what you should smoke. You should still try other things, but that's the best cigar for you.
Good way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Great way to look.
So I will give you guys a little bit of new news from our side of things. We actually just changed our distribution, and we're actually going to be distributing through Stolen Throne Cigars. So we ended up talking to those guys, and it just made a lot of sense to work with them, and we're excited about it. We ended up talking to Lee and just had a really great conversation, got along well with them, and saw it as kind of like the next step for us as a newer, younger brand to work with those guys. So that just started on the 1st, actually. So that's really, really new.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank
I was
you.
about to ask, do you do your own rolling, or do you have a subset of people doing that for you?
I just do it all myself.
No.
Thousands of cigars.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of work.
Are you up in your
roll
garage, up
every
in Wisconsin,
single-
just rolling it on your thigh like the Cuban ladies used to do?
Exactly. No, we work
There's a
with
bit of my
Takasa
sweat
down
in every single cigar.
We work with Takasa down at Esteli, and they do our manufacturing for us. So long process, from start to finish, from when we started working with them till we had our initial cigar, the Elegante. So, and then from there, it's, been down there multiple times and helped do some blending down there as well. So, but yeah, they're a small factory, been around for like 30 years. So they've been doing the deal right in Esteli for a long time.
Awesome.
Very cool.
So I take it you're one of the master blenders for Lovely, or you are the master blender?
I would not call myself a blender. I go down and I work with the guys that are blenders. And we finalize what we want, and we tell them, all right, no, I'd like it to taste a little more this way. I'd like it to, behave a little more that way. I'd like to have this kind of a finish. That's kind of the discussions that we have when we're with them. So I'm not going to be able to grab the right leaves to put things together to make turn them into something that everybody's going to really enjoy from a consistency standpoint, flavor standpoint. But I can tell them what I'm looking for. Then we use, my palette and Dylan and Keith as well, together to try to come up with what we want to present, to the public. So that's really where we come in, but we're not doing the actual blending. We're just giving them, this is the direction we want to go.
And that's a big part of blending, tack that on your resume, man. I'm just saying, you never know.
I wish I had the knowledge, and I'd have to, we talked about opening a place up down there, having a factory, and you'd have to be down there all the time. So I'm not saying never, but that's not something that we're looking for doing anytime soon. So we have great partners, great people we work with, awesome people in the community, the cigar community. So if we can keep doing this, keep building what we're doing, that's our goal right now.
There you go. All right. Well, I'm getting to the sad part of my cigar. Where are we at with everybody else?
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, Grim's
Got
out.
about an inch left.
Robert's on a pig. All right. I guess we need to go ahead and rate these.
No pressure,
take
guys.
one more puff.
No pressure.
None whatsoever. All right. So for the
Let me do this.
Bay City Maduro.
I'm not even here.
Don't even look. Don't look. So the Bay City Maduro, again, I'm getting fullness out of it. It may be a medium full, but it definitely is a little bit more on the full side. So I do, and I enjoyed it. Smoke was great. Construction was awesome. I liked the band. It's probably going to be around a 4 out of 5 leaves for me. I enjoy it. If I see another one, I'll probably pick it up. But it was a good smoke, and I'll definitely give it a solid 4 out of 5. How about you, Billy?
I have really enjoyed the cigar. It started off with the spiciness, and it kind of that spiciness kind of waned off towards the second half of the cigar. And this last third, I've been noticing the creaminess a lot more. It's been I want to say almost buttery. It's there's your Wisconsin dairy.
That's right.
But man, the way it kind of evolved has been really good and super enjoyable. I want to say we give this a 4.25. Definitely would pick it up again, and definitely would say it could be considered an everyday smoke.
Very nice. All right, how about you, Grim?
2. It's awful. I don't know why you made me smoke it. Fuck this shit.
All right.
No. Great construction. It was a medium all the way through. It was very smooth, very, very mellow. Liked it. I think it would be a fantastic introductory cigar for somebody that hasn't smoked before, because it's not abrasive or have any harshness to it. And the taste is quite good. So all in all, I gave it a 4, and I don't think I skipped anything. We're good. How about you, Robert?
All right.
Okay, first let me say I'm the newest person here smoking cigars, but through the show and through everyone's knowledge here, I've actually got a little following of people where I work who ask me about cigars from time to time, and I will definitely be able to recommend the Lovely cigar to them because that was an awesome cigar. Start to finish, I had no issues with it whatsoever. 4.75.
There you go.
It's a strong one,
Nice.
man. That's nice. How about you, Zach?
Get a little more puff here just to refresh myself. Construction wise, very solid. No issues with burn or draw. It's not clogging up or anything. It's construction is perfect on it. I would say as far as the flavor profile goes, still getting a little bit of that kind of cedar. It turned a little bit creamy towards the last half, and like Robert was saying, this would be a great introductory cigar, where it's not too much for somebody for the first time smoking a cigar, or the first couple times. Maybe you're someone who's coming out of flavored cigars or something like that and wants to try something that's not flavored, this is be an easy win for that person for sure. Still getting a little bit of like hay in it, kind of that dry dustiness, but it's good. It's like complementary to the rest of it. I think it'd be really good with a cup of coffee. I did not have coffee today, but I think it would be like a good coffee cigar, and I'm going to give it a 4.255. So solid cigar. I'd say it's worth your time to check it out.
Very
Fantastic.
nice.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate you guys having me on and just getting to talk with everybody, and obviously finding out that Robert's got the best palate of the group. But no, I mean, it's been a lot of fun and really, really happy that we could do it. And glad we got to meet you guys in New Orleans, and hopefully we could see you down there again this year coming up.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
Definitely.
So if you could take the time, I know you told us a little bit about what's going on with Lovely. You have anything new coming out? Any place you're going to be? Anything you want to promote? Take the time to do so, man.
So the biggest thing, like I said, is our new distribution. So that's a big change in general. So we're excited about that. We are looking at some other lines that we're looking at possibly bringing out here. So I'm not going to get into too much detail because we don't have anything 100% finalized yet. So it might be an extension of what we've already got, but we're always working on something new. Yeah, we're excited about it. Excited to bring more stuff to everybody, and it's just fun getting people to try our stuff and getting people that are fans, and following our brand. So really appreciate you guys getting us on and talking about us and our brand a little bit.
Absolutely, man. We were glad we ran into you and got to meet you. It was a fun time, so we definitely want to make sure we had you on. Can I ask, are you trying out a Candela? Because it seems like everybody else is coming out with a new Candela here recently.
That has not been something we've been exploring right now. I have a hard time finding good Candelas personally. So, if we could find one and create one, that would be awesome. But it hasn't been something that we've started working on at this point.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it just seems like it's been a kind of a rebirth of Candelas here really recently. And they've actually come out with decent ones that don't taste like grass. So it's like weird.
They all taste like grass. Don't mind me.
Yeah, it ebbs and flows. It ebbs and flows, and they come out for a little while, they get popular, then they don't. So, I mean, if it ends up taking off, obviously we'd have to do something to stay with everybody else. But I would imagine that it's going to kind of have a peak and then not be as popular again. It seems to be what I see in the market. Over doing this for a while.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Well, all right. I think that's going to wrap us up for today. And we appreciate, again, you being on. And we hope to have you on again. Maybe find out what's going on new and hang out and maybe explore something else besides Back to the Future, what has been ruined for me now. Thank you. And on that note,
Absolutely.
I want to say good night.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.
Appreciate it.